Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the beginning last days. It's good to be with you. What do you think of my set here? Isn't this nice? Okay, so I am in, of course, Manitoba, and I am at my dear friend Tressa Lemke's home. And I let her know I had to do a show, and she said, "Okay, don't you worry." And of course, when I arrive, she has everything set up. So I have this gorgeous set to have some fun with you today. So here's the thing about my friend Tressa is she is an absolutely beautiful person inside and out. And she has been through some horrendous ordeals in life. She is strong. She's a magnificent woman. She is an Esther in our nation. And guess what? They recently featured her on the Women of Faith cover. That is her, their latest magazine, right? Issue that has just come out. Tressa Lemke and her Esther story. What a story she has. I hope that if you can get your hands on these magazines that you will read her story and be encouraged, because Tressa's the kind of person that has never given up. No matter what came against her, she never gave up. She has a beautiful spirit. She has a tenacity that helps her to get through everything. And you know what? She really loves beautiful things. So I wish I could show you the whole room, but I don't want to ruin the set that you see now. But I'm in this gorgeous home with all of these beautiful things. And the thing about Tressa is she's genuine, kind, loving, and when she's your friend, she's true blue. And I love that about her. And so it's just such an honor to see that she's done. Let's put up those two shots one more time. I want to brag about her before we get to the hard news. Look at that. Isn't she gorgeous? And she's just gotten another, she's going to be doing something else with another hat. She's very much a hat lady. Okay, so she's here. She's having her tea, so we're, kind of having some fun. Let me start out with this. 2 Timothy 3. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. I have read this to you before, but it is so apropos and times are so serious that I want to tell you, what did the word say about the last days? For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent. Not sure what that means is, incontinent. I don't know. That means different things in this day and age. Fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such, turn away. All right. So let's get in today's business. We're going to start playing a video here, and then we're going to stop and start and have a little word. You know that I'm in southern Manitoba. Portage Lisgar is the riding that I am battling for the nation. If we could just get one voice, one common sense, true conservative voice that would like to see legislation ending abortion, that would like to see legislation and support to stop the woke ideology on gender that is being taught to our kids. He is the only one who will speak out about it. He is the only one speaking out about it in this riding that I'm in. Brandon Leslie, a man who so far has shown himself to be the same color and slate and shown the same cowardice as the others. I'm sorry to say that, but he has been asked by several people, and we've been told that we're getting the vote of the true conservatives because Brandon Leslie will not stand against the sexualization of children. He will not stand in support of legislation against abortion, which is breaking God's heart. Now, I'd like to play for you a reporter asking Pierre Poilievre if he is afraid or has concerns about Maxime Bernier being in this riding. Take a look.
I'm just wondering how you feel about Mr. Bernier and if he's a threat to your party in that seat in Portage Lisgar.
Maxime Bernier is just like Justin Trudeau. Both of them have...
Let's stop there. Maxime Bernier is nothing like Justin Trudeau. Maxime Bernier has no similarities to Justin Trudeau. He doesn't even come close. Who's close to being like Justin Trudeau is the Conservative Party of Canada that voted unanimously with the Liberals and the NDP to bring in Bill C-4 as a bill that will criminalize and possibly incarcerate parents who don't support the woke agenda of transgenderism. Anyone who would counsel a child to love themselves and not change by Bill C-4 can be in a whole lot of trouble in this country, lose their jobs, lose their license if they're a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Maxime Bernier is nothing like Trudeau. But you guys, the CPC, are a lot like Trudeau. You voted unanimously with the Liberals and the NDP on Bill C-4. Now, I don't know if it's possible for me to show that right now, but let's show it a bit later so we just keep in line with what Mr. Poilievre is saying. Go ahead.
Expressed support for Quebec separatism. Both of them would have a hard time, would need a map to find Portage or Winkler.
Okay, stop there. Okay. Now, regarding needing a map, so I've now been here quite a while. A lot of the people in the area, they need a map to get everywhere because there's not very good internet here. I have to tell you, one of the things that Maxime is going to have to change, and I know he will, is to get better internet in Plum Coulee. Okay, because you cannot find your way down there. So you need a map. And I had people telling us that they got lost and missed a wedding in Plum Coulee, and they lived there. Okay, so whatever. Is that the best you got? All right. And Quebec separation. What Maxime said many years ago is that he believes in provincial autonomy, and if provinces want certain things, then give provinces some autonomy, to do what they want. That's it. Anyways, old information. Let's go on.
Both of them said they admire China's dictatorship. Both of them want free trade.
No. Justin Trudeau said he admired China dictatorship. Maxime Bernier has never said that. I challenge you to produce that quote of him ever saying that. Blatant lie. And really shameful that you're actually putting it out there. It's not even true. In fact, I want to tell you how I know what Maxime Bernier feels about China. When I was running in Burnaby South, okay, like I was trying to win that riding, right? I was up against Jagmeet Singh. So guess what? 57% of the constituents in my riding are Chinese. So I'm like, so one day Maxime was saying some things pretty negative about China and China's involvement in Canada and going off about China. And I'm like, so I was writing him an email saying, listen, I know like China's, like we got a lot of problems with China, but do you think you could just not talk about them right until I get in the riding? I don't want to, because some of the Chinese are like, oh, he doesn't seem to like China and everything, right? Because they left China, but of course they have family there and they don't want him speaking badly, about their land. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle and that to do. So here's what I know. Maxime Bernier has said lots of things, and especially lately on China. He said it back in 2019, and I'm sure he said it before. Now, maybe when he was in the Conservative Party of Canada, maybe then he was trying to build bridges with China, like y'all are. Okay? All right, so let's go on.
With China, both of them support legalizing hard drugs. Both of them supported woke policies in the House of Commons, even though they put on a big act outside of the House of Commons.
Okay, stop. Okay. Woke policies? We do not support woke policies. You voted in Bill C-4. That is about the transgenders. You were just here in Portage Lisgar, and a mother asked you in person if you would deal with the abortion issue, if you would deal with the children's books. We have a video of you speaking to two young men. Thank God for young men in this country. Thank God for the Josh Alexanders and his brother Nick and Monty, who dare to question a leader who has no strength to fight what we are going through in this riding? How dare you say that Maxime Bernier supports woke policies? He is the only one. He voted for Bill 16 like you all did. And then do you know what he did? He revoked his vote. He said he took it back. He went public and he said, I made a mistake. I should have never voted for Bill C-16. And that's because he talked to his friend Jordan Peterson. And Jordan Peterson explained Bill C-16 and that this could potentially limit our free speech. And Maxime Bernier reversed his position on Bill C-16. That is the bill that could compel people to have to call people by their pronouns. Oh, yesterday I was a she, but today I'm a he, and you better get my pronouns right. All right? He reversed his position on that. Bill C-4, you unanimously, with the Liberals, voted it in. It's now law. Take it back if you're not woke. Talk about the transgender issue if you're not woke. Guess what's happening in this riding that Brandon Leslie will not speak to? There was a young transgender this last Friday, a boy who says he's a girl who ran against the girls in the track meet in Winkler. I got that from 2 parents and a young man who was there. What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about the sexualized books that are in the libraries? Do you know what Brandon Leslie said? Oh no, that's not our jurisdiction. That's Brandon Leslie. I don't think we have time for cowardice. And I'm sorry, I will not sacrifice our children on the altar of this woke, politically correct nonsense that you've all been doing for a long time, including abortion. Where I was at the policy convention in 2018, where you probably were too, Pierre, and it came time to vote on abortion, and Lisa Raitt got up in front of 2,000 people or so. Lisa Raitt got up and she asked if all the conservatives, who are the people that believe that abortion is wrong, she asked the conservative constituents that were there to vote if they would please not vote for abortion to be a policy because their leader, Andrew Scheer, was asking them not to. Andrew Scheer got his position in his riding. Why? Because he's pro-life. God then gives him the good fortune to be the leader of the party. And in an act of pure cowardice, he then goes back on all of his beliefs. He bows and he wants everyone else to bow and not put abortion on the policy of the Conservative Party of Canada. And Poilievre has said himself that a Poilievre government will not bring forth legislation on abortion. So who you calling woke? What's next? I mean, like, roll the tape.
Conservative Party will bring home lower prices by axing the carbon tax. Only conservatives will bring home powerful paychecks with lower taxes that reward hard work. Only conservatives
stop
will
right there. No, not only conservatives will bring home more paychecks. We'll do a lot. We will support families. We will support marriages. We all economy items. I think that we're going to find ourselves in a lot of agreement on that with the conservatives. In fact, Maxime will have ideas that will be far outweigh what you have. But you saying only conservatives will do that? No. You see, here's the opportunity. Maxime Bernier is going to support, he's already said this out loud, he will support any of the good measures that you're taking financially, and Lord knows, we've all got a real job to dig out of what Trudeau's done. We need to get rid of Trudeau. But having one member in Parliament, the leader of the PPC, is going to keep accountable what you guys are not doing. You've invited the judgment of God on our nation, Mr. Poilievre, because you will not say a word in the face of 100,000 babies dying every year. You will not say a word as our children are being told that they can transition themselves into the opposite sex. You will not say a word about that. Mr. Poilievre, you have now been given the same grace as Andrew Scheer was given, the same opportunity. God has favored you to become the leader of the CPC. And if you are going to bow and cower, God help us all. But we will not bow. The three Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, would not bow. And I'm going to say that Maxime Bernier, he's Shadrach. I'm going to be Meshach, although I know that's, a different gender. And let's say that we're going to pull in someone great like Rick, who's been helping in our campaign, who's from this area, a massive, awesome guy. And I don't have his permission to say his last name, so I won't. He is Abednego, okay? And us three, we're not bowing. We're not bowing to the tyranny. We're not bowing to the threats, to the political correctness. We are going to protect children, because if you do not protect children, you better just tie a weight around your neck and throw yourself in the ocean, because that's what God says. So do not talk to us about that we're full of woke policies. We don't have one woke policy on us. Do I have the thing here? Let me tell you what our policies are, because I can't find yours. If you wouldn't mind putting your policies on your website, that'd be helpful, because I can't seem to find it. And other people are saying they're going to the CPC website trying to find your policies. Pretty tough to find. You all have compromised our nation, and you've invited judgment. We're done. We're finished with it. So when Mr. Bernier is putting as his top agenda, okay, on his flyer, stop the evil gender ideology. I will fight to protect children from classroom indoctrination and sexualization at the hands of perverts. Do you have the courage to protect our families? Because it is coming in droves. We are at a place, Mr. Poilievre, where the kids are being told every day they can change their gender, and you, not a word. Okay, you got John Baird as your campaign manager. Is he still your campaign manager? Right? Totally woke dude, right? The worst. Quit under very questionable circumstances, didn't he? From his position. And you have him. Unbelievable. Okay, play the next clip.
Protect farmers, hunters, and licensed sport shooters against the attacks of Justin Trudeau.
Right, no, stop right there. Listen. You are still in the Paris Climate Accord. You're supporting the Paris Climate Accord, so don't talk to me about farmers either. Farmers need all their stuff to grow their food. The Paris Climate Accord's got all kinds of woke agendas from the UN Agenda 2030, right? You've gone along with that. Why are you going along with the Paris Climate Accord along with the Liberals and the NDP? Does that make you the same as Justin Trudeau? I don't know. Okay, what's next?
Are the only common sense party that has a chance to win. And there's one more thing that Trudeau and Bernier have in common. If you vote for either of them, you'll end up with a Liberal government.
Okay. No. This is not about winning. I think Mr. Poilievre, let's be very clear. I think Mr. Poilievre is going to get into Parliament. He's going to be the leader. But Mr. Poilievre does not have the courage to deal with the issues that matter to your heart. All we need is one guy who's going to support a lot of conservative initiatives. I would venture to say that Maxime Bernier will be supportive of bills that help the economy, bills that help farmers, but not of the Paris Climate Accord. He will vote against those. But bills that actually help the economy. That is how this is hopefully going to go down. One PPC member in Parliament will hold accountable what the CPC is doing. And Mr. Poilievre, you need to be held accountable because you do not care about the people that are in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. And that's shocking to me. And here's what you don't care about. You don't care that they're really pro-life. Like, that issue alone will cause them to vote for someone else. That issue alone is that important. I have met strong farmers, like big, tough guys. They got muscle. They know how to, operate those big machines. Do you know what they care about? Life. And you gave a big speech the other day. To me, I just want to say that it's like, it was the speech, it was going down. Do you remember that? Now, I seem to be frozen on my end here, JT. Okay, I'm all right. The Titanic's going down, and the CPC are on the deck playing their violins and telling everyone everything's okay. We're saying the boat's sinking. Get in the life rafts, everyone. Get onto a lifeboat where you can have somebody who is here to save our lives and the lives of our children, who's here to stand up for what is right. That is what we need to be doing. Okay, let's see if we can finish off his speech there. Thank you, JT.
That was it.
Oh, was that it? Okay.
Yep.
That was the end of that then. All right. So guess what? I don't like all of that stuff. Let me show you what Pierre, do we have the one, JT, about Pierre Poilievre's position on abortion? Do you have that handy?
Nope.
All right, let's go with if Pierre Poilievre could tell the truth about what the SDG development goals, what did he say to Mark Friesen? Play that.
How you doing? What's your name? Mark, thanks for coming. Hey, we'll do a shot
Take a
here.
listen, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love for you to answer.
Fire away.
You've denounced the World Economic
Yes.
Forum vehemently.
Yes.
You denounced the UN Sustainable Development Agenda, the SDGs.
I haven't read it, so I don't know what it is.
You haven't read it?
No, I haven't.
That's interesting.
Do you want to do a shot?
Sure.
All right.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. I'll have to look at it.
Yes, you will.
I don't,
It's very important.
I have a simple rule. If I haven't read it, I don't comment on it.
You need to read it. It's extremely
Thank
important.
you for the good recommendation.
Absolutely.
I'll have a look at it.
Very good.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Really-
The Sustainable Development Goals have been voted on repeatedly in Parliament. How do you not know and tell someone that you don't know what the Sustainable Development Goals are? The UN Agenda 2032 by Stephen Harper? Wow. And you also came here to Winkler and you said that Maxime Bernier aligns himself with the WEF. Let's set the record straight, Mr. Poilievre. Maxime Bernier, under the leadership of Stephen Harper in 2008, was told that they needed to, make some decisions about support with respect to Afghanistan. Stephen Harper wanted Maxime Bernier to go and meet with other world leaders so that they could come up with the right plan. So he went to the World Economic Forum. He didn't participate in it. He went to meet other people. He had like 13 meetings and he went home. He's denounced fully the WEF. You must be afraid if you need to lie about it. Let's look at Max not being woke when he met the reporters recently, CBC reporter, asking Maxime Bernier about banning books and how Maxime responded to that.
You believe in personal responsibility, personal freedom. What do you make about some characters in Manitoba, some people wanting to ban books?
That depends which one. So, every book.
No, they won't ban specific books that deal with gender identity. They want them out of schools, or out of libraries, pardon me. What does that fall in line with with the freedom ideology?
I believe that they have a point over there. You know, these sexual books to children, because it is. And I saw one of these books actually yesterday, and I had the privilege to have a meeting with parents that were very not happy with that. And I believe that we must fight that. You know, yes, you are free, but children cannot. Why pushing the sexualization of our children in our society? We don't need that. You know, they're doing that at school, and they're saying to a little boy that is playing with a truck, maybe you're a boy, and maybe they're giving. Yeah, let's talk about it. You know, what do you think about?
You have a copy on hand.
Absolutely, we are showing that to children. Children at school. That's not the place of a book like that. I can have a lot of examples. So it's a sexualization of our children. All that must stop. And actually, can you believe that? Here in this province, look at it. That's what they're showing to kids. You must be ashamed of that. And that's why I'm doing that fight against that. For the common sense.
That is courage. Maxime Bernier holding up the perverts' books that they're trying to sexualize kids with in front of the woke MSM media. And where's one Conservative Party member standing against this in our nation? What if you all took a stand? What kind of difference might that make for all of us? I'm sad today. I'm sad, but I'm also hopeful that if Portage Lisgar will see the opportunity this is a by-election. There's no way to split the vote because the Liberals and the NDP are at 24%. You can't split the vote. There's 76% that needs to go to one or the other in some form. No Liberals coming up the middle to steal the riding. They don't like the Liberals here. Thank God. But what they do like, they like someone who will stand for the principles in God's word. They like somebody who will stand for the support of life, that will stand against evil men who are attacking our children, trying to teach them ungodly, horrible things. That's the kind of man we need, that puts the children's books in front of the CBC reporter. Now, do you think that that CBC reporter is going to take that back and air that on tonight's news? No. That's why you got me here. And thank you very much for helping me to do what I do. But where are all the members of Parliament who should be standing against what's happening? There's very bad things going on. I'm glad to hear, I think it's, is it New Brunswick or Nova Scotia that is now putting a bill forward to ban child grooming. That's cool. One more. I saw Bill C-4. Bill C-4 has been put in as a law. Unfortunately, Fatine had some wrong information this morning and told someone from my riding that it wasn't a law, but it's okay. You know, that got sorted out. It's a law. Bill C-4 was unanimously consented to by every member of the Conservative Party of Canada, the Liberals and the NDP and the Green, let's not forget the Green, in unanimous consent with the Liberals. Does that make you just like Justin Trudeau? Yeah? I'm pretty sad that y'all did this. Bill C-4 will criminalize a parent for standing against transgenderism in their own family. Let's have a look how it went down.
Mr. Speaker, I'm asking for unanimous consent to adopt the following motion, that notwithstanding any standing order or usual practices of the House, Bill C-4, an act to amend the Criminal Code, conversion therapy, be deemed to have been read a second time and referred to a committee of the whole, deemed considered in committee of the whole, deemed reported without amendment, deemed concurred in at the report stage, and deemed read a third time and passed.
This being a hybrid sitting of the House, for the sake of clarity, I will only ask those who are opposed to the request to express their disagreement. Accordingly, all those opposed to the honourable member moving the motion will please say nay. Agreed. The House has heard the terms of the motion. All those opposed to the motion will please say nay. There being no dissenting voice, I declare the motion carried.
Now, this clapping and cheering and pure evil goes on for another minute as all of the Conservative Party of Canada members cheer because of their new woke policy. Honestly, we're in a war, everybody. And if you want to keep voting for the party that continuously wants your vote and does nothing for you, I don't want that. I feel used. I felt used back in 2018 when I had given vote to the Conservative Party of Canada every single year that I was able to vote in all of its different forms and names. I voted for them, right? And when it came time to stand up against an evil ideology coming against our kids, and I thought Conservative Party of Canada would be my party, they weren't. When I thought that they were standing and would against abortion, Stephen Harper had a majority government and did nothing. Was I lied to? I felt that I was lied to. I still feel that there are lies and that the Conservative Party of Canada is lying to people of true faith, of true conviction, with true principles, all while calling the one party that's willing to fight evil gender ideology, all while calling them the woke party, saying that we're just like Justin Trudeau. That's a blazing lie, and God is watching. I'm a little hot under the collar today because I've watched my country be destroyed. I've watched the compromise of those who would rather choose party lines than God's principles. I've watched Christian people continue to vote for a party that says they will do nothing to protect the unborn. You are voting for a party that says they will do nothing to stop the gender ideology that is rampant through our country and the world. I won't give them one more vote. One man said to me yesterday when I got to speak here locally at a church, he said to me that last time he voted Conservative and his wife voted PPC. He said to me after listening to me speak that he would feel he was making a deal with the devil to continue to vote for the Conservative Party of Canada. That's where we are at. God help us, everyone. God is watching. In the Old Testament, in this beautiful Bible that my friend Tressa lent me, in this Bible it says that when a king or ruler's ways please the Lord, that God brings blessing and favor on our nation. When did Justin Trudeau? We got Justin Trudeau after a Conservative Party of Canada had a majority government and refused to speak for the unborn. We are under the judgment of God. And I don't say this lightly. We're in the fight of our lives. Will you join me? Please look at Maxime Bernier one more time. Stop with, oh, the accent. Stop it. That's very, I don't know what. Okay, not going to use words that we all get called. Listen, this man is one of the most honorable. He's actually a very humble man. He is not an opportunist because you don't become an opportunist by, for 5 years, saying the same thing. He allowed me to bill a long time ago. He ran me as his first candidate, knowing full well I was pro-life. He is pro-life, and he's willing to put it in his brochure. Please, please, for the love of God, everyone, take another look at Maxime Bernier. Please stand for what God is doing, and the help and the support that can be brought to us. I'll just close with this. I'm so upset at our nation. When you continue on in 2 Timothy 3, in verse 9, it says, those evil people that we spoke of at the beginning of the show, they will not get very far, for their rash folly will become obvious to everybody, as was that of those magicians mentioned. Now you have closely observed and diligently followed my teaching, conduct, my purpose in life, faith, patience, love, steadfastness, persecutions, sufferings, such as occurred to me at Antioch. You know, it's nothing new for people who stand up for what's right to be persecuted. But you know what seems to be new? Is apathy, to the point of our country being run into a despot, becoming Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. And our baby as Molech offered to these false gods. That's what's shocking, that we're doing it again. I pray, everyone, that you will stand and you will see that God has sent something, and he sent someone for us to be able to stand with. And I'm going to see if I can pull up. I want to remind you of Hank Kuhnemann's prophetic word, okay? Hank Kuhnemann, someone you all know, guess what? He had a couple of words over Canada. And I want to read you the one that he had, I believe it was on June 10th, 2018. This is what Hank Kuhnemann prophesied over Canada. He said, and there shall be a continuation, says the Spirit of God, of a dissatisfaction among the people. Yes, you, Canada, that shall lead to a righteous rebellion. He says it again, that shall lead to a righteous rebellion of votes, that shall lead to a righteous ruler who shall stand before you, Canada, and shall speak by my Spirit. All I can say is, so be it. So be it, amen. I'm here to stand for this country. I will not be silent. And I do not have any bones about standing up to those around me who are supporting the other side, who are supporting the Conservative Party of Canada no matter what they do or say. Are you pro-life? You all ask the candidates, are you pro-life? Yes, we are. Vote us in. As the leader says, he will never table any or allow any tabling of legislation under a Poilievre government. All I can say is, I am going to walk in the fear of the Lord and not the fear of man. And I cannot be silent on these issues. And I will not watch children being indoctrinated with this garbage by perverts. I will not be silent in the face of all of it. And I pray that you will as well consider in your heart. You need to vote from your principles, from what God is speaking. You do not and should not be voting for a party that is blatantly against God's word. It should not be. God bless. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.